Welcome back, everybody. Our monsters have on their way to go talk to a dragon, as people do. A dragon god with clear skin, as people do, pretty much every day. So they're just going to do their normal dragon talk for their normal lives. These monsters. And on their way through the camp, there's a ruckus. And there are screams and there are shouts. And then following these screams and shouts, a creature appears. This creature is a massive wolf-looking creature, but it also looks somewhat like a gnoll. And it looks like it's wearing the tattered remains of Dave the Gnoll's clothes. It's an interesting scenario here. And this creature snarls. Arr, arr, and faces off with our two monsters. He is going to begin his turn by leaping at the biggest looking threat, the largest looking threat, Bull.
Not me.
Oh, man.
Bull. You are attacked, and he goes to bite at you with a 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right, I'm gonna need you to give me a DC, a con save, and if it's it's under 12, your character is gonna get way more interesting. Okay, so it bites into you, right? And then it bites into your thigh. You get 3 piercing damage, and you start to feel this sensation from the fangs of this creature start to seep into your blood, but you pull it away. And your body seems to fight it off.
Excellent.
What's not excellent for you, though, is that these suckers got a little something called multi-attack.
Shiza.
He's going to bite you again.
16 is also a hit.
Con save. Oh!
It meets it.
So close.
It meets it.
So close.
8 piercing now in your other eye. Yow! Right in your other thigh. So you go biting it, and this wave starts to sweep over you. But you fight it off again. Each time, I won't start it this round. I won't jip you. But from now on, each time you got to make one of these saves, the DC is going to go down by 2. So up by 2, rather. So you're going to have to hit 14 next.
So each round or each bite?
Each time he gets bitten. So it's like it's getting in the system. Building up in the system. It's only right. It makes the sense. You got to play it. So you're getting starting to feel a little woozy. So our next DC for you will be a 14. All right. So it's snarling at you, blood from you hanging on. A little bit injured. So it is your go now, Ezzy. Your buddy's being chomped on.
Get it off.
Okay, this is not good. I don't like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try something. We're gonna try this thing. I can't do a whole heck of a lot, but what I am gonna do is that an action or a bonus action? Actually, it is a bonus action. So I'm gonna just shoot up a little bit of a divine favor as a bonus action, and I'm just gonna kind of like glow a little bit. I get a little bit of glow about me, and I'm gonna pull up my warhammer. I'm gonna pull up my warhammer, and I'm just gonna come smack this butt, smack that
glowing
butt.
warhammer. What kind of color? Like, what's your effect?
It's like a red glow. For Maglubiet, it's a little bit of a red glow.
I love it, like almost like a rage glow. Right? I like it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use both hands. As I pull out my warhammer, I'm gonna swing around and try to hit him in the butt.
Sweet.
Does a 16 hit?
That'll hit.
Boop, 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 boop.
Oh
shit. So it's going to be 7 plus 1. So 7 bludgeoning and one radiant.
So you come smash into it, and that bludgeon 7 takes it, shrugs it off. You saw where it smashed in, and as soon as you release, where it smashed in comes back out and recovers. Doesn't do a thing to it, but that little bit of energy that you sapped into it seems to make it cringe a little bit. So basically what you figured out. Both of you give me a little perception roll. Give me a little bit.
Little bit of a perception.
Give me
A little bit of perception.
Oh shit!
Perception.
Yeah, Bobby. He got.
What?
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Ah!
We're so
All right.
present.
We are aware for the first time ever.
It was a drizzly afternoon when the parents of this knoll mated and conceived him. It was probably about 15 years ago in a small town 15 miles east of here. They had a picnic that day. I'm just kidding. Y'all don't know that kind of detail. But what you do know,
Sherlock Holmes.
you know, like the whole like details of everything. So you know, this is Dave. Dave's been turned into a werewolf. You know it's a werewolf. You're like, oh, we should have put 2 and 2 together earlier, but we didn't roll high enough. That's what you're thinking to yourselves. So you realize the situation here is that when you hit this guy with anything non-magical, it doesn't do any damage to it. It recovers immediately. So you also saw when it came jumping through, it had been attacked by some other folks, but those wounds that were on it seemed to heal up. And what you do also know with that perception roll with double damn crits, which is just beautiful. Wish you had done that in combat.
So do we.
That if you could get silver weaponry, that would damage it. Regular old stuff ain't gonna cut it. Literally, ain't gonna cut it. So yeah, you know lots.
Okay. And then I guess I will tell Smoke to let's see.
I'll tell you one more thing. Let me give you one more thing. Since you got both double ass crits, you also know that fire tends to work well to either injure or frighten any type of beast along these lines, canine type creatures. They've learned through evolution
Okay.
to avoid it. And the last thing I know is that as a human, he probably has some no-like abilities as well as a were-null, including being able to rampage if he's done it.
All right. I'm gonna basically tell Smoke to keep himself safe. And then I'm actually just gonna go ahead and have him go ahead and spit some acid. I'm just gonna have him spit some acid.
Does it give him a flying speed? Does it give those pseudo dragons a flying speed?
Yeah, I have a 15-foot flying speed is theoretically what he has.
Yeah, just give him a his flying speed can equal whatever your speed is.
Okay, which I think is 30. Oh, sorry, his flying speed is 60 feet.
Oh,
so
there you go. So
we'll make it 30.
No, he can keep it.
Oh, leave it at 60?
I didn't want it to be less.
Okay, yeah, his walking speed is 15. Fly speed is 60. So tell him to keep himself safe, get up above, out of reach, and then spit some acid.
How far up did he fly?
I would have had him fly like 10 to 15 feet, like out of claw range or bite range.
So 15 feet up? Okay. So he's
15 to 20 feet, yeah.
Okay, 15, 20. So they spew out this acid, this greenish liquid, and covers definitely doing some damage here. So give me your 2d4 plus 2. DC 11. Okay, let me give him the dex. Makes the dex, so it takes 1.
Then plus 2, so it would be 5.
So give him 2 damage.
Yeah, 2 whole acid.
So this where Noel steps back and looks up in the air at Smoke. Injured by, and you can see where the acid hit it. Those wounds aren't healing like the other ones. So that brings us back to the top.
To Vol.
Vol. It's Vol's turn.
You got Vol. Vol's gotta go.
Is there knowing that fire scares these and hurts these guys? Is there a fire nearby, like a open bonfire, campfire, or a torch?
Yeah, there's a lot of like within, I'd say, 15, 20 feet of you. There are a few different fires that have been going around the camp with food.
I'm going to draw my great club. I'm going to head to the nearest fire. I won't be able to attack this round because I'm going to go to the fire, stick my club in it, catch my club on fire.
Okay.
But I am going to yell at it, "Werewolf, more like werepup." Vicious mockery.
So, a whiz. He's got to take a whiz. So he shakes it off and snarls at you. So give me a dex. Just give me I want you to give me just a straight dex roll. So whatever your dex bonus is.
Oh, it's a straight dex roll.
I guess that would be
save.
Not a save, no. Ooh, 18. So that's going to determine how well you are able to handle. If you rolled super low, it's going to have you like drop your club in the fire, burn yourself.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're able to easily catch your club on fire and get it. And the real trick that was going to be this was not necessarily, clearly it's easy to catch them on fire, but you're able to get it burning to where it'll stay lit for a moment. You actually find a way to wrap it a little bit with some shreds of the torn down tents nearby really quickly.
If I have to rip my sleeve, that works, whatever.
Well, so it ripped through these tents, so you've got plenty of cloth right there. So you just do a quick, like, and it's real fast. And within your time, you've got a little flaming, nice little flame going.
The club is lit.
I will say that's your bonus action, so you can still move and take the action if you want.
Oh, in that case, I'll move back to within melee range, so I'll be ready to attack next round.
Okay. If you want to take your action, you still can.
Wouldn't my action have been casting Vicious Mockery?
Oh, I forgot you cast Vicious Mockery. That's right. It's failed. Sorry. I thought you were just using your action to light the thing on fire.
No.
So is Vicious Mockery an action or?
It's an action, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is too. Yeah, I think it's an action too. All right, so that's it for you?
Yeah.
You're back into range. Stand there. You got the flaming club and the werenull seeing you with that fire. Instead of you, turns his attention to Ezzy.
Oh, shit.
And lunges to go bite at you, Ezzy. Oh,
Miss.
6. All right, and then misses. Goes to bite at you again. 12.
Miss.
Nice.
Misses
Miss.
again.
Agile for an old lady.
Lets out a howl.
Not agile, just heavily armored.
Lets out a howl into the night. Blood curling.
Okay.
So, Ezzy.
All right. Well, let's see here. Smoke, you stay way up there, out of reach, and I'll have him go up another 20 feet. So now he's 35 feet in the air, just to make sure he's out of jump range. In theory, because I don't want my little buddy getting hurt until we figure out what's going on with him.
Smart.
You know. Oh, you know. And I'm gonna, with my holy weapon, I'm actually gonna. Oh, I wish that was a bonus action, but it's not. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try hitting him again. And hopefully, actually, no. I realized that wasn't working. I'm gonna back up, and to make sure I don't get hit in a potential attack of opportunity scenario, I'm going to use my nimble escape to impose disadvantage if he takes it. I'm going to back up. I'm going to back my butt up. And then I'm going to guide and bolt that bugger.
Oh, nice.
Oh, ignore the +2.
15? Yeah.
for 9 radiant.
Yeah, that hurts it. So this seems to actually sear into, with your red light, sear into this wolf. And actually where it hits, expands and tends to grow over it. I'm going to say that radiant damage.
Actually, hang on. Wait a second. Let me double check. Yeah, it says weapon attacks. Never mind. Okay.
You notice that this not only did actual damage, it didn't heal, but it seemed to do extra damage. So we're going to say that radiant does double.
Okay. Dig it.
To these type of curse when it makes sense. Like, I don't necessarily care what the rules say exactly, but if he's got immunity like he does, he should also have some pretty severe weaknesses. So yeah, you notice that radiant damage really hurt him, and he's looking at the fire. He's looking at his injury. He's got a low growl going. Vol, it's your turn.
I know I can't
Unless you got any
distracted.
Sorry, Ezzy, are you done?
Yep.
Man, Smoke's not going to do anything.
What's up?
Sorry, Smoke's not going to do anything except for just fly.
No, he's just going to hot hover up above because all the rest of his attacks are all close range.
Okay, sorry, Chris. Go in. I didn't want to skip her.
It's cool. So since Vol knows he can't really hurt this thing, I'm just going to take my great club and I'm going to shake it in his direction and kind of use it to offer whatever advantages I can to Ezzy.
You go ahead and roll an intimidation at advantage. So this were-gnoll is injured from this attack from this little creature that it couldn't seem to bite in a little tin cannonball, or like a flare gun in a tin can at this point, and got like super damage. And now you've got this very, I would say, something that is ingrained in this werewolf is danger. And you can see the werewolf kind of looking around. Both of you give me a perception roll, please. Damn,
11.
Fucking nice tonight.
I know, he's rolling swag.
Yeah, we got 20, 11. So, Chris, you, Alaina, you can tell that he's injured and that he's scared. Chris, you can tell that he's starting to look for a way out.
All right. He's going to try to run. Don't let him escape.
So, anything else, Chris, for this turn?
No, that is it. Just going to, like I said, focus on giving her as much advantage as I can, whether that be to keep his attacks off balance or give her 8 on attacking, however it works out better.
Gotcha. Well, you have successfully intimidated, so you have advantage on attacks against him while he continues to be intimidated, any attacks, and you'll have disadvantage on his saves.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be it for Vol.
So it's his turn. He's freaked out by the fire, hurt, thinking about possibly getting out of here. But the anger is just too much. Snarls and goes to attack this person that's hurt him, this little creature that's injured him, and rolls a crit.
That is going to hit for sure.
So, yeah. So 12 piercing, and you need a con. Woo, y'all are making them con saves. Making them con saves. Not getting turned into werewolf, whatever's. All right, so you got 12 piercing. It's going to go back at you. Just feel like tasting your blood now. Just loving it. And go back at you again with another bite. 22.
That is also going to hit.
7 more piercing. Bites into you, just tender flesh and
Fuck. 14.
So
Yes.
this time you hit it. It was 14, and you hit it. Next time it'll
I'm
be
at
16.
it.
Be 16 if you fell again. All right. Where Noel is now tasting your blood and is now renewed. And I will say with that crit, it is shaken off its intimidation and it is ready to fight. Ezzy.
Okay. I'm a little pissed off. So again, I'm going to back my butt up. Nimble escape. And I'm going to throw a guiding bolt at it. Natural 20.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo! All right. Roll damage.
For 27 radiant damage.
Ooh.
You
I'm pissed.
sear and knock back and just knock. It's smoldering now with this red burnt hair. Smells like hair in the air. It's just smoking. It looks like it is about to be taken out.
And then
Well, that was radiant. So
that was radiant damage.
Before. Okay. So
that's like what, 54?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah.
If you're gonna double it, or
said it would be doubled. So I imagine you don't have an inexhaustible amount of those. So
I do not.
Still fine. So what's your finishing move? What's this look like when you completely?
I just kind of like bring my hands up and like scream because I'm pissed. I'm so close to not being unconscious. It's ridiculous. And like I just pump everything I have into this. And it's like almost imagine like Dragon Ball Z, like a little ball forming in my hands of like this glowing red hateful orb that just shoots out and envelops him. And I just imagine smoke up there going, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, as it envelops him and the redness envelops him, and starts making these like gargling and
way to go, Ezzy.
Whimpering, and it turns to ash, and all that's left is a pile of ash.
I don't feel so good. Woof. Ugh.
Don't say wolf.
Just as that happens, a group of Knoll mercenaries come running from where the damage happened. Where's it? We heard. He turned into a wolf?
What? It was complicated. Right there. And I'll point to the smoldering remains.
He killed 3 men. Three Knolls.
Fully dead.
Oh, yeah. Make sure they're dead. Cut off their heads.
Well, he killed 3 and injured a couple others.
The injured ones need to be treated. They might have this going on with them, too. Sorry, Dave.
Well, you look like, here, take these. Give you some, let's just say instead of healing potions, that there's a healer among them that brings you back to full hit point.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I needed that. Thank you. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like, well, thanks for taking care. Poor Dave. Gotta tell his wife.
My Blueby, it rains.
Oh, he's got a son. Little Dave Jr.
Oh. Maybe not. Don't let Dave Jr. anywhere.
He said, I'll hunt. He said, hunting. He said, hey. He said, Jack. He said, I'll hunt. Hunting will be pretty safe. I'll be, we'll have weapons. We'll be surrounded by other guys. Poor Dave. Oh, God, Dave. He starts to scoop up the ashes and put them in a container. Another guy heading north. That was Dave's buddy from way back. Guess there's nothing you could do to save him, huh?
Nope. Not a thing.
Well, at least thank you for keeping him from killing anybody else. Sorry. We'll take care of the rest from here. We'll get it cleaned up.
Okay, sounds good.
They start cleaning up the mess and start fixing the tents that got torn apart and refurbishing. Y'all are left to. I guess you can continue on your way to Crenepsis if you want, or you can.
Well, this bodes
Do whatever.
well, doesn't it? Can't wait to speak to
This
a
is
dragon after meeting a werewolf.
Gonna be a great day. Come on, Smoke.
Such a lucky day to talk to an ineffable fucking god.
Yep, this is gonna be a fun one. Oh my. Ugh. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, keep heading towards the dock to talk to
Good old Crenepsis.
well, we're gonna first
All right.
talk to Lorik. Gotta convince her to
Oh
get
yeah,
on the boat.
Lorik.
Yeah,
Gotta get a
Larry.
boat.
So, Lark, you will. If you approach, it's easy to find Lark. She's in her tent, along with the. It looks like, at a glance, you can see still out in the water. Looks like he's floating on his back. Is your buddy Kaz? He's just enjoying. Apparently, looks like he might be taking a nap or something. He's floating. The other two, the bard guy, just strumming a little tune. Doesn't seem to talk very much. He just hums along and kind of watches what's going on. And as you kind of ring the bell that's outside these tent flaps, you hear Lark. See who it is. And two, a human and a half-elf guard appear. The half-elf. Can we help you?
We need to borrow a boat.
Zara sent us.
Looks at you, notices the thrashed pen. Seems that two of the other Thanes have come from Zara to speak with you. Send them in. Opens the flap. Let you in. You walk in, lit by lanterns like yours, much like very comfortable looking cots with nice bedding on them. The bard guy is lounging up on his cot, harp over at the end by the table, much similar to the one in yours where Zara was sitting, where you see Lyric. And Lyric is sitting, similar pile of papers, talking to, sitting next to her, very close, of course, is Zavi. Zavi's sitting on a stool next to her and they're talking. Can't you do this later? We're going to be here for so long. Zavi's saying.
Unfortunately, it's quite pressing. We gotta do it now.
Well, Zavi's not talking to you. Zavi's
Oh,
talking to
okay,
Lyric.
he's asking us.
Zavi and Lyric are having a conversation as you're walking in. And Lyric's like, I know, we'll head to bed in just a little bit. Let me tend to this. She waves as she's talking. She's waving to you all to come in, but her attention's down with her paperwork. And after a moment, as you walk up, she looks up. Yes. My sister sent you. Why? What do we owe the pleasure of this visit?
She wants us to take the boat out. A boat.
Yeah, she wants us to go out and do stuff on a boat.
What boat are you talking about?
She wants us to ask to borrow a boat
Oh.
and then go
What are
out.
What are you doing with this boat?
I look at Vol.
Just fishing. Nighttime fishing.
You're gonna go out at night to go fishing in a boat.
There are nocturnal breeds of fish. Volk definitely doesn't know that for sure.
Surprised you're not tired of fishing after I heard from Kaz that you contributed quite well today.
Yeah, it was empowering. Try it some more. I might pick up fishing. It might become a hobby of mine.
Roll a deception. And you can have advantage since you two are working together to try to deceive. What'd you get? What'd you roll?
21.
21, damn. All right. So, I mean, every time you keep rolling so damn high. Okay, So let me see if she rolls like a fucking crit. No, she rolled well though. Well, I guess it's what you want to do. I can give you a boat for the two of you, and just take the one tied up. Take the one tied up on the first dock out there at the end. It's small. If there's some oars on the boat that you can use, that'll get you out for some fishing at least, and just tie it back up when you're done.
All right. Thank you. We'll return it.
And Zavi's just kind of eyeing you to measure of you.
I'm gonna back out the tent and head to the boat.
Gonna follow, staring backwards,
Human,
walking
the
out.
Guy starts to strum, and he starts to lowly sing.
But I kind of want to like creep, and like as soon as I get out of the tent, kind of like stand and pretend I'm looking around for Vol, because I'm short and can't see him. But like listen, be creepy.
Before you're even out of the tent, as you start to go, he strums, and you hear quietly, "They came to get a boat full of fishing and lives. Let's see what they bring back. Let's see what is their pride." He continues to sing as you go out. And if you're going to listen, go ahead and stealth for me.
All right, this is at disadvantage. 3!
Right? And you just hear muffled, the continued strumming, and every once in a while you hear monsters and something about Droaam. And then you hear something about Deadpool. So at this point, if you want, you can go take the boat and see if y'all can make your way out to this Dragon God Island.
Before
oh yeah.
Boat, would it be an investigate to just get a good appraisal of the seaworthiness of this vessel?
Yeah, you can just straight investigate this thing. Or you can do a perception if you want to try to feel it out. It looks like a good boat to you, man.
That is a great little boat.
You want to check it out too, Ezzy?
Oh, yeah, might as well. I don't really know much about boats, though.
No, you don't.
Oh.
Hey, this looks solid. But what you do know is that these boats were just made today, and they've been using them to go and fish in. So it's doubtful that there's anything wrong with them. They're new and they're not worn. So you got some oars there. You were in the water at the end of the dock. You got a dragon on your shoulder, and we're gonna take a 5-minute break until we roll to the island so that we can get Alaina's issues fixed. Are you good, Alaina?
Technical issues.
Okay, we don't need a break. All right. So
I'll be
what I
back
need
in
from
a
you all.
minute.
Oh, you're gonna leave for a second? Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back. I've got to rejoin from my laptop.
Do us a 5, Chris.
Yeah, I'll get me a glass of tea. I'll be right back.
Oh, sweet tea, man. Yeehaw. Welcome back. Oh, monsters. Welcome back, everybody. When we left, our monsters were getting on a boat so that they could make their way out to an island shortly offshore this new land they have arrived in and are helping to cultivate. And so that they can, do a little meeting with the dragon god, massive, ancient, immortal dragon god, who's taken up residence on this small island. We're supposed to just go have a little chat ski. So, if you all are going to make your way out there, I need athletics rolls from both of you, and I need survival rolls from both of you to see how well you can navigate and physically pull this off.
How many athletics?
Athletics and a survival.
Oh, 1 and 1.
Okay. So y'all have the strength. I mean, y'all are getting it with these. It's like y'all done this before. Just you You've been doing a little bit of manual labor. Your muscles are nice and taut, and you are making your way in the right direction. Now you, as the feel like maybe we should maybe go kind of this way, and you start to kind of guide y'all into like some craggy rocks. That Volbert, you recognize that this is choppy water, and that there's definitely something there that you should avoid. So
watch the rocks.
Navigate around that with your survival roll, and you make your way out to the island. As you get closer, see that this is not really an island; it's just a massive piece of rock sticking out in the bay. It takes you 10 minutes of rowing to get out. It's only a few hundred yards off of the land. So as you approach, this dragon that looked really big from far away, it looks even bigger and bigger and bigger, and just, yes, to the point where as you get close enough, it's all that's like taking up your vision. The few moons that you can see are still shining enough light where you can see all right. But this is a massive creature, and it's curled around on the side of the means tucked in. As you get even closer, you can see translucently. So both of you give me perception rolls. All right. Basically, what you see is a dragon with clear skin, and through the skin, you can see that it doesn't look like what a normal living creature would look like with clear skin, because you just see like the next layer of muscles, right? This is clearly a magically functioning creature, because you actually see bones and organs, and you can see them undulating as the heart beats, and you can actually see muscles and sinew and bone and cartilage at different aspects. And this dragon, as you go around, its neck is curved, and you can see where its head's lying. You can see its skull, and its head is as big as we'll say two wagons, full wagons that are on your caravan side by side are the size of just this thing's head. So, I mean, doing that math, it could probably fit 10 of y'all in its mouth if it wanted to. But it seems to have its eyes closed. As you can tell, but the lids are clear. The eyes are rolled back in the bone, so all you see is white. And it's breathing slowly, but with these big rhythmic.
Okay, so he's asleep.
Do we really want to wake him?
I mean, I feel like I've heard a tale, never wake a sleeping dragon.
Are y'all gonna make landfall on the rock with the dragon?
I'm gonna kind of like. What do you think, Smoke?
I think that's.
What do you think?
I think we should try and talk to him.
All right, should we try talking before we make landfall?
Oh, he already knows we're here. He knew we were here before we were born. There's no sneaking or hiding or being quiet or proper. Just, I think we should just try to talk.
Excellent. All right.
Okay, so land we do. Well, I think it might be a safe bet if we just go ahead and make landfall. Apparently, he already knows we're here.
He knows.
She.
Yes, is known. Anyways, we don't need to get into the details. Yes, he knows.
Yeah, I'll throw us into land, and then we'll, once we get up on the sand, greet it.
Ezzy.
Yes?
Make sure that. Just listen to me, okay? If something goes wrong.
Okay. You're the expert in this situation.
Thank you for giving me at least a taste of freedom.
Of course. I mean, as I said to Fei Loon earlier, we all make choices, but being evil doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have feelings, and no one should be in a cage.
Apparently, evil means that you value yourself and those you love over others. That is sometimes what, in my experience, what is generally called evil.
I don't know if that's, well, the world is sometimes a wicked place, and this is all in my head. So it's just like, Vol's just like, why are you so quiet? I don't understand.
Yeah,
like,
I just always figure this stuff's happening while y'all are like,
oh yeah, while we're doing stuff.
yeah, while you're on like docking the boat. I wouldn't figure you'd just stop.
No, it's not just like stop. It's like we're walking and talking, but I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like Vol at this point, when I'm talking out loud, it's like she never shuts up. And then suddenly, ever since getting this small creature, just long
Give me a
period of silence.
perception roll, Bull. Or I'll take your other one. You already, I mean, oh, there you go. That'll be good.
Hell yeah.
So you, at this point, you can tell when Ezzy's talking to Smoke. And we are just walking along, and because she cuts her eyes up in the direction of her shoulder when she's having conversations with Ezzy, and instead of looking straight forward. So that's your clue that she's, so you know she's having conversations. It's nothing. At this point, you're getting used to it. So y'all are going to walk up to the head of the dragon?
Yeah, yeah.
You get eaten. Roll new characters.
Is there like an official greeting for dragons?
So what's the plan? Chris, you're a little low.
Oh. Ezzy, is there like an official greeting for dragons or anything like that? Or do we just say, hey, how you doing?
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt to be respectful. So we could bow, but I don't really think that's their mamma jamba. They're more watchers and recorders. They're not. What's the word I want to use? Smoke is megalomaniac the right word? Or is that insulting?
This one is not concerned with control or power.
Okay, good.
I
It
figured.
is special. Crenepsis, the reason Crenepsis is clear is because Crenepsis has no ties. Crenepsis is the impartial observer of all. It does not interfere.
Oh, that's interesting information. Vol, Smoke says that the reason Crenepsis is clear is because he's impartial and he doesn't really give a shit. He wants to see what happens. He's a voyeur.
Actually sounds a little better than what I was thinking. All right.
I know it's still terrifying.
Yeah.
But a little less.
Yes, it is not necessarily him you need to be afraid of. And now, actually, since you're having a conversation, the three of you, Smoke is talking out loud in common, so you can understand, Chris.
This is the first time you would have heard him speak out loud.
What the?
Yeah, well, this one apparently is helping us. So yes, I can talk. Been talking to her. I know that you know, but now I can. It's fine. Let's get through it. Big dragon god. Anyways, as I was saying, it's not so much Crenepsis you have to worry about. It's the omen, the effect, the reason Crenepsis is here. There's something massive is going to happen.
Hey, Crenepsis.
Just breathing hard and not really reacting yet.
How you doing?
Give me a start to give me persuasions if y'all are going to start to try to talk to the dragon.
Yeah, definitely.
What are you doing to contribute here, Ezzy?
I'll kind of turn to Smoke out loud and say,
I'm gonna be paying for this tomorrow.
well, do you have anything you've ever wanted to say? I know that you were kind of excited about this in your own kind of way. I feel like if you want, you should be able to say something first, Smoke.
In your mind, out of respect, I will let you two first speak.
All right. Well, we'll make sure that you have some time if you have
But I will
anything
tell
you'd
you
like
this
to do.
to assist you. All dragons, even clear ones, I'm sure, have giant egos. And certainly you can ingratiate yourself with some compliments.
That's very good to know.
So you'll have now advantage on a persuasion if you want to start to make contact.
I guess as we move forward, knowing that Smoke says that they would already know that we're going to be here, I guess I'll bow. Like I'll do like a bow. And just say,
hello, Chronepsis, I've heard. My name is Ezzy. I've also heard that, you've been kind of ignoring everyone, and that's your right because you have so much knowledge that we are nothing but peons. And we humbly come before you.
Persuasion.
I'll take that advantage. I'll take that advantage.
Oh, that's so clutch. Holy.
I will take that advantage.
One step away from me.
All right. So one thing before we play out that so you got a 21, Chris. Well done. Ezzy, crit success because you got that advice from this dwarf dragon you befriended. Comes in handy, I guess. So before that, I need you both to actually when you first arrived, you did a perception, right? So let me look. Okay, 10 and 12. Okay. That's what I need. Okay. So so at this, Chronepsis opens one eye. And the eye rolls down. And it's clear, milky around the outside, but in the slit of the eye, it's actually in the shape of an hourglass. And if you look into the eye, it's like looking up into the sky at night when there's no other light around. You get lost in it. And the eyeball itself is as big as your head. I mean, almost as big as your whole body. So this hourglass is like the size of you and looks at you with this one eye. And in your mind, you hear, I already know who you are. I saw one possibility where you would visit me. You are the convergences.
What do you say? We're the convergences?
The convergences is what he calls you.
Okay.
But I was not sure if you would converge here.
We're certainly here, but truly you speak in ways beyond our understanding. At least mine. Ezzy?
I'll look at him slowly.
You may know who we are, but being polite and kind doesn't take much out of you. So it doesn't hurt for me to say hello and start with niceties. However, I understand that while time means nothing to you, you have more to complete in your time than I could ever fathom in my few years left on this world.
I simply observe that which happens. I do not complete other than my volumes, my anthology, my historical account.
And I've heard that those are absolutely fabulous. If you would ever let anyone else look at them, which you don't have to, that's your right. because
When
no
they are
one
complete.
needs to know all of time.
When they are complete. Time is not unfolded yet. The possibilities are still there. You, the convergencies, are going to determine what happens here. Something big. That's why I'm here. Exactly what? The convergences will decide. It is not up to me to decide. That is your calling. It is up to me to simply observe.
Are we the only convergences?
There are convergences in other places, in other times. But at this place and this time, the two of you are what matters. Of course, I'm already just telling you what you already know. Were you not chosen by the hags?
That was getting my next question. I suppose we were, us and one other.
Yes, the one that has died. That was a possibility as well. Now there are two convergences rather than three.
Is it possible that we could find more convergences?
Anything is possible. Many things are possible. What happens is up to you.
I guess the biggest question, if you're willing to speak about it, you don't have to, that I might have is in regards to Droland. Is this going to be the creation or the division of unity? Is there a way to make sure that whatever we do doesn't destroy any potential that we have?
What I see are, and other than the first initial like booming in your mind, this has now been happening aloud. All this conversation has been happening in common aloud. What I see are possibilities. You're asking me to tell you what you can do to make certain possibilities happen. But that's not my role.
Well, I'm not so much asking to make sure that certain possibilities happen, so much as a curiosity about certain possibilities leading towards the
Yes, however you
potential
say it,
destruction.
I can't tell you anything to influence your choices. As I said, I am only telling you things that you already actually know, but you may not have realized you knew these things.
But are you not influencing just by being present? We certainly wouldn't have
Yes.
rode out to this island had you not been standing here.
Well, absolutely. So, part to play, though, is not to guide decisions and give information. My presence alone, of course, will have an effect. But the grand scheme, that's up to you. What you're talking about is observer effects or influences. I will say this. In all the possibilities I've seen, my presence here is not a deciding factor in how things play out. Otherwise, I would simply be invisible.
Interesting.
But it is interesting that you have come to see me. It does say something about you. It does also say something about this one that you have brought along with you, the one of my brethren. Hello, little one.
It's your turn. Go on. Go on. I'll kind of like.
Yes. Hi, Smoke. Bow and just bows the head. And then stutters off. You're brave. Most would not approach me. You haven't found a home for yourself. No, sir. That's why I'm stuck like this. So you travel with this one. And do you seek a home? Of course. I travel with her for now. She freed me. I want to help. One of the black scales. Talking of helping others. This is interesting. Apparently you've taken to her. You see her part of yourself. That's interesting. I will document this. There may be something here in this relationship that you formed. I'll be watching closely. I'm sure you will. Thanks for not killing us or some shit. No, as you know, it's not my role to play. But you are a brave little one. Of course, you already knew that. Maybe you will grow large. Maybe you'll find that home. We'll have to see, won't we? Yeah. Maybe we'll see. And then he turns to you, Ezzy. Maybe we'll see if this little one who's been so mistreated can find his own dungeon. A place where maybe he can grow strong. A place where maybe he can do more than what he can offer you now. I mean, it's always a possibility. Give me some perception rolls.
Oh, sorry, that's persuasion.
Shit, Chris. You can use that fucking Chris assess.
Wicked.
Your bonus is 3, so 23. So Chris, you realize that as this dragon god has said, he's not here to help you. Apparently he has a soft spot for other dragons and is somehow bringing up the crawling dungeon as a fitting place for Smoke to call home. Smoke, let's see if Smoke would have advantage on a perception for something like this.
Okay. Smoke.
Oh shit, I rolled. You roll it, yeah.
He actually has 7
21.
or 21.
Yeah, he's got advantage. No, his name, no 7. So Smoke. Yes, perhaps. Maybe that's one of our. Maybe you never know what'll happen, huh? One of the possibilities. This is interesting, as he. Well, thank you for not interfering with us then. How about that? Anytime. I'm always here to do nothing. Let me know if you ever want me to do nothing again. I'll be here doing lots of nothing, watching, waiting, seeing what you two are going to decide and exactly what's going to happen out of all these possibilities. But I'll leave you with this. When you do find yourself in a dungeon, and if you do ever in the possibility of find yourself in a growing dungeon, and you find your life seems to be growing and expanding, you always want to make sure that you keep control of the only one thing that you can control. And again, I'm only telling you things that you already know. Make sure you control yourself. You don't want to find yourself the puppet more than you already are to those hags. Avoid that. Keep yourselves, if you can, ward yourselves. If you can, since you're making the decisions, and again, you already know all this. I'm not changing anything here. He's playing a game clearly with the rules that he's established for himself. Word yourself, maybe have backup plans. Maybe since you are the convergences, maybe think about how you can be free to make the decisions you'll need to make when it comes down to it. Because you don't want anybody influencing your decisions, not only me. I mean, of course, influencing, but ultimately, it needs to come down to the two of you. But I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Am I?
Loud and clear.
Okay, well, there's nothing else. I'm gonna nap.
All right. Well, we'll leave you. We'll leave you to your napping.
Keep being interesting. It's nice. It's refreshing.
You have a swell millennium, or 4. You know.
Yeah, the last few were interesting, and something tells me this next instant is going to be something else.
Yeah, great.
This is gonna be fun.
When you come back next time, could you bring something for me to eat?
What would you like?
Hold on. And you see him close his eyes and focus for a second. Well, in one of them, you bring me this wonderful dolphin fish. And it's so delicious. Now, I mean, there are some others where brought me a stag. It was pretty good. The wild boar, small, tasty. That dolphin fish. So if there was a possibility where you could make that happen, in the possibility that you do come back, I wouldn't be mad about it.
We hear you, Carnapsis.
Loud and clear. If the opportunity arises to come visit again,
We'll bring a dolphin fish.
we'll find a dolphin fish for
You
you.
can catch one. They're rare. Possibilities you may not. Possibilities you may. Possibilities abound. Closes the eye. and just starts breathing heavily again.
I think that means it's time to go.
Head back to the rowboat.
Yep, head back to the rowboat.
So you row your way back. We're not going to worry about any kind of rolls or anything. It's fine. You made your way out there. You made your way back fine. And you are on shore, so you can return the boat if you want. Tie it back up and tell me what you want to do once you get docked.
All right. Well, that was a
Pretty
learning curve and a half.
Yeah.
Oof.
It went better than expected.
Oh, yeah. I kind of expected to not
So
hear
let's back
anything.
up a little bit. I want to go back a little point to where you're heading off the island, right? So as you go to row away, there's something important. Not quite back on the shore yet. You're just now starting to get in the boat, and the eye opens back up. And Crenepsis out loud. Are you going to take this other one with you? And as he says that, he blinks his eyes closed, and you see a shimmer go across the area. And blinking into visibility is what you notice and recall from earlier is the very colorfully dressed gentleman, the half-elf, the Thane of the First Ward, who looks at you all, looks at the dragon. Well, that's my cue to leave. Kisses his ring and disappears, blinks away.
What a little shit stain.
Well, yeah, we know we're not the only ones that came out here to see Crenepsis, but I think we knew that going into this.
Yeah, it's fair.
Basically, that whole conversation y'all had happened out after the initial greeting. So he heard
Everything
about the hags, everything that you mentioned about the dungeon kind of randomly, that y'all are supposed to be special according to the dragon. So
that I have a pet dragon.
Yeah.
That I've been trying to keep under wraps.
Yeah. So the first ward, which is the one led by the real dickish
Oldest
human,
brother, right?
Oldest brother, the heir, and the elf siblings, very hoity-toity, and this colorful fellow who's apparently got some kind of abilities of the arcane, who has now heard all your business.
You know, that may not necessarily be a bad thing. If he heard all
Well,
that, he knows we're probably not someone he should fuck with.
the thing is if Crenepsis... If Crenepsis didn't... I'm not going to say didn't want to, because I don't really know if... And this is as we're sailing back. I mean, I feel like if Crenepsis didn't want that information or cared if that information stayed where it needed to stay, like with us, that the deception would have been revealed much earlier. But I don't know if...
So remember, Crenepsis' whole thing
is watching. Yes, no, I know.
Not to tell you.
No, I know.
He definitely said he was impartial, but I think there is some merit to what you're saying. He did reveal him, and if the intent wasn't to reveal him the entire time, he wanted us to say what we said without knowing somebody was listening in, and then he wanted to let us know after the fact that someone had heard him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't like it.
in Crenepsis' own way, it was important that we knew someone was listening, but not important that we didn't, that we spoke carefully.
Yeah.
I do think we should probably go tell Zara that her brother knows everything, because...
Yeah.
Give me a perception on what you are thinking about the situation. Let's see if you can kind of piece some stuff together. Damn, Ezzy.
Lower than a fucking 20.
Yeah, so you're not, you think, yeah, y'all are on the right track, but...
We have natural 20'd so much this session.
Yeah, it's been killer, man. It has.
It is crazy.
So as you're thinking about this situation, Ezzy, what you gather, and it kind of clicks in your head, all this possibility talk. It's not so much that Crenepsis has decided it was okay to have somebody listen. It was that there was a possibility that you all could have detected the presence of that person when you arrived, even through smell or sound, or even if he wasn't visible. And that Crenepsis was letting it play out based on your abilities and skills, and that the after the fact thing was at that point, he must have decided it didn't matter anymore. Like the scene had passed, right? Mm-hmm. So he records, it clicks with that perception 20, I'll give it. He records scenes that are pivotal, and what he explained to you about him being there, not having being a deciding factor. What you've gathered is that what Crenepsis has learned and the way things work is that there's certain scenes and scenarios, and what happens in those are what really determines the ultimate outcome. So
okay.
in Crenepsis's mind, that scene had played out. It was time for all the actors to be dismissed. You knowing that he was there is now not relevant to what's going to happen moving forward in the big picture. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it if it would have been
influenced a decision.
Yeah. He's slightly influencing certain things and giving you some information. But if you think about even the way he's helping or influencing, it's just telling you things that like you could have deduced, or you may have had in the back of your head. Like he's playing on the edges of these rules. He's not directly like...
He's playing fast and loose.
Yeah, he's not directly affecting the big picture, but he's definitely giving you some clues about things you may want to happen.
Okay.
So that's the deal. So if y'all can head back now, row back, make your way to the docks. You're going to leave the boat there for them?
Yeah, tie it back.
Yeah, we'll tie it up.
All right. And then you're going to head back into your camp?
Yeah, we should probably go see Zara just to let her know that we did what she told us to do.
Yeah. Do we want to tell her
all it was worth?
We want to tell her everything? I don't think we have any reason to hide from her, but...
I mean... If anything, I mean, I know she wanted us to keep stuff secret, but it's not a secret anymore, so... We should probably tell her it's not really a secret anymore. I don't know how much... I mean... I don't know if we want to tell her that, if we go back, we want to catch a dolphin fish, which, have you heard of a dolphin fish? I don't know if
I think I'm going to ask.
I'm not a water person.
Going to ask my buddy Chas, yeah.
Y'all can roll to see if you've heard of one.
Sure, I'll do a...
It'd be like a disadvantage history roll.
History?
Oh, shit, that's insight. Ignore that.
It can be survival.
It's a 9... History is -1, survival's +3. It's a 9, so it's either an 8 or a 12.
Chris, you assume he's just talking about a dolphin.
Oh, sorry, a 2. So it's either an unnatural 1 or a 4.
Being truthful, that's what I thought he was talking about anyway. What's a dolphin?
Yeah, I kind of just...
like some kind of dolphin, or like neither y'all are like, maybe he's talking about an actual dolphin, but he calls them dolphin fish. So you don't know. You haven't heard of those things before, but you don't think it's necessarily, you can figure it out, right? You can probably maybe ask your buddy, the turtle guy. He should know. That fisher expert. So if you're gonna go back to Zara, y'all are still talking about how much you're gonna divulge and all that.
Yeah, what I was bringing up more was Zara doesn't know completely your smoke. Do we want to leave that bit out?
I'd like to keep as much about smoke on the understated side as possible. I mean, I don't really know how much good it will do now that the brother knows we have a dragon.
But they already know about my unicorn, so.
Okay. So we won't outright volunteer the information about Smoke. We'll tell her everything else. And definitely about her brother. And let everything else fall where it lies.
Exactly.
All right. So, yeah.
So you make your way back to tent. Still, she's sitting in the same spot. Guards behind her look like maybe she's changed out to some fresh guards. Still just mumbling at this paperwork. And as you all walk in, throw the flaps back, the guards recognize you that are outside, and they just let you on in. She looks up. Well, you were gone for quite a while.
Yeah.
Were we? It didn't feel like that long, but.
What happened? Why are you all bloody and torn up?
Oh, right.
Yeah, the werewolf.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten. You meet a god and you kind of forget about the small things.
Yeah.
You forgot you got, what, mangled? What?
Oh, there was a were-knoll. Yeah, there was
Oh.
a Dave.
A were-knoll, of course. Oh, what are you talking about?
Werewolf, but a knoll. Were-knoll.
And there was one in the camp.
Yep, his name was Dave.
Oh, how do you know?
That's what killed Giltrima, turns out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the others was bitten and then turned. Attacked. So where is it now?
It's dead.
Dead.
You killed it.
Yes.
Well, okay, good job killing it. I'm glad it didn't kill you. Damn.
It was
So-
close. It was very close.
I can tell. I'm glad apparently you got healed. That's good. So killed a werewolf. Okay. That wasn't on the list, but good job, I guess. We're gonna have to. Did it? Shit. So are you the only ones involved? Did this werewolf hurt other people? You're gonna have more
It
werewolves now.
killed 3, injured 2. We told them to get the other 2 checked out and or kill them. You know, it's fine. And to decapitate the dead ones just for safekeeping.
We're gonna have it. All right. Okay. Well, I'll talk about that in a second. That's the whole thing. Glad you survived. Less paperwork for me. What about the dragon god?
Interesting conversation on that.
You had a conversation.
Oh, yes. Very talkative.
You talked.
Not a lot of information, but very talkative, yes.
He couldn't really tell us much. He referred to himself more as just a watcher. Something big's gonna
Okay.
happen, but no details were given to us.
All right. So what did you talk about then?
Well, Chronepsis knew about the hags, so that was fun.
Referred to us
Okay.
as
Yes, I had-
convergence.
The convergence, yes.
What's that?
Well, he didn't really give us a lot of details, but basically, us coming together is going to make something happen, but there are more convergences out there in the world. So
Possibly.
the possibilities are endless.
Okay. Interesting. So I'm not surprised. He knew about the hags. Knows everything that's ever happened ever. Ever,
Bad news.
apparently.
Oh yeah,
And-
this is the bad news.
Like things that probably will happen in the future, I understand. Any clues, anything to help us? What's the bad news? And then
Your brother was there.
You heard the whole thing.
Everything.
so it
Whole
wasn't the brother,
shenanigans.
it was one of the
I thought it was her older half brother.
the Thane, the colorfully
Oh, the
dressed.
Thane, not the
Yeah,
lieutenant
it was
governor.
the-
Oh, so
What was his name?
there was a Thane there who worked for your brother. One of the Thanes of the First Ward was there. He's an asshole.
What
I
do
don't
you
like
mean
him
he
at
was
all.
there?
He's a
Did you make
jackass.
him leave before you had these conversations with the dragon?
Didn't know he was there until we left. The Chronepsis
So he heard you talking about the hags. And what else?
The convergence, so he knows that we are important.
Okay, that's gonna put a nice big target on your asses.
Yep, that's super great.
Just what we need. Wonderful. My fucking brother, that asshole.
Also, apparently, he has magic that can make himself invisible and also teleport. So that's fun.
Yeah, that would be his buddy. That would be that asshole. That asshole's dick of a friend. His little play buddy, Flavius Bonneville. He's apparently a wizard of sorts, but I'm pretty sure most of his magic comes from trinkets that he buys with his family's money.
He's worse than a hedge wizard. He's a shelf wizard.
Well, he's definitely now reported that information back to Davin. And Davin's going to use it in whatever way he can to gain advantage and try to make me look bad and try to help destroy us and make us fail. Because the worse Davin makes the rest of us look, the better Davin looks to old daddy. But I'm going to tell you something that it's not really a secret. Daddy hates Davin. Davin's a prick. Davin's a little kiss ass. Daddy would much prefer me take over. But me being this half-breed bastard of a offspring, there's not much chance of that. The thing is, though, it wouldn't be so out there for someone like me to control a place like this. Points to the map, which is a map of Droaam. So just maybe we can make this into a place that we can be proud of.
That's the plan.
But now that this asshole knows everything, it sounds like, about you all, it's going to make things more difficult. So you're starting to understand why I talked about guarding secrets.
Yeah.
It's because they want us to fail. And the more information they have, the easier they can make that happen. The more information we have, the easier we can survive. If I fell here, I'm going to have to go home to the Shadow Marches. And I'm going to get some shit post out in the middle of nowhere for the rest of my goddamn life. That's how important this is. So, secrets are out there. We've got to guard ourselves best we can, equip yourselves, learn skills, get more powerful. Talk to a dragon, that's great. Got a unicorn, good. Tiny dragon, tiny lizard, reptile, whatever you're calling it, I don't know, on your shoulder. We've got to be smart. So, get yourself some rest. Tomorrow, you're going werewolf hunting. Good work today.
Werewolf hunt? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, still gotta find out the whatever got Dave is obviously still out there, so it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. That makes
we're
sense.
We're not going to keep having more and more people. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. Y'all, I'll tell you this. You two, good fucking job. A+. First day. Kicking ass. Magic maps. Unicorns. Talking to dragons that other people can't even talk to. Sucks. Seeker's guy. It doesn't sound like you could have done much about Invisible Guy. Listening to your shit. But good start. Survive day one. Mark it off on the calendar. It's one more day than those other assholes thought you'd survive. You heard about the Deadpool?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. I heard that in a minstrel song.
it was sung to us. Sort of around us.
Yep. Deadpools and monsters, and that's super exciting.
Yeah, well, it's going to be real funny when we're the last ones left.
You betcha.
All right. Well, get some sleep. You got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
In the meantime, see if it turns to a knoll. See if we can't get some silver in from Sharn.
Hey, before I leave, I know you're saying that we should speak about this candidly, but the hags, I tried to reach one with my coin earlier today. Apparently, at least I believe the one I spoke to knew about Crenepsis' presence before Crenepsis' presence.
Yeah. So I'm working on. Give me 1 second. We need to go ahead and do this since everybody already knows. Goes, motions to the guards to step outside and close the tent flaps. And you see Zara take some candles out of a chest and place them in the corners of the room. She lights the candles and looks like a very specific order. And as they flare up, there's some runes around these candles. Okay. It's safe for us to talk while the candles are burning. Nobody can scry, nobody can listen, nothing can escape. And nobody can be invisible in here either, thankfully, since apparently they're pulling that shit on us. Before you all rest, we need to talk about this hag thing. What exactly have you gotten yourselves into?
Asking myself the same thing since they reached out to me.
Yeah, it was really more of a dream.
Okay, you had a dream
Light push.
with the hags. You told me that much. When you woke up, you had a physical, you had those tokens.
Mhm.
Takes the token from Yuval and looks at it. Looks at the image of the hag on it. Glances at yours. These tokens do what now?
Random. I think mine saved me on the way to Sharn. I was stuck up on some rock with wolves at my feet, and light shined off of it and alerted some passerbys. Other than that, I kind of got the idea that it might be sort of magical, so I tried talking into it on the way to talk to the fisherman today. And when I did, I heard a voice back in my head, and my fingers almost froze, and my pocket turned to ice. But the voice in my head said, yeah, we know about Crenepsis, and not so many words.
Let's walk back a little bit, though. Looks at the image on the token. Looks like Sora Monnier there. It's the Annis hag, the blue one. She's a violent type. What was the deal? Why you?
I don't know if it was necessarily a deal.
So she's just giving you the token for nothing.
Well, she seemed to be in favor of my idea of starting an arena or a coliseum here.
Okay. She wants you to start the arena.
Yeah.
So the arena is probably some evil shit then. Put that on the list. What about you? What was your deal with your hag? Let me look at your token. Looks a little closely at it.
It's what I think. Yeah, it's snake eating.
Yeah, that's Sora Terraza you got there. That's the witchy one. She's creepy as fuck. And you said they seem to know about Crenepsis being here before it happened. Well, that's why. Sora Terraza is a seer. She can see shit, just like our buddy out there. So what sold Sora Terraza? What was the deal with you, Ezzy?
Well, in my dream, she asked me about my favorite memory, and it just so happened to be Bloodthirsty War. But that's just common stuff that happens when you're a wandering, roving goblin horde.
Ezzy, is this? I'm sorry. I really do. You're great. But is all this relevant?
Yes, it is.
I really just want to know what's going to affect me.
Crawling dungeon.
Okay. That's the thing okay. Yeah. That's good. You see what you did there? How you like got right to the meat.
Well, there's a whole story about why it was the crawling dungeon that was important. It's important.
Okay. Can we do the details maybe at another time?
But you won't want the details another time.
Well, yeah, but just my
context is everything.
My nice way of saying, yeah, I try to do things nicely, and they'll just make me say them out loud. It's just I don't care. I really try not to say shit, and then you push me. So crawling dungeon. Okay. That would make a lot of sense why a hag would be interested in the situation. So somewhere in our land is one of these crawling dungeons. You're telling me one of these legendary places that only exists one on every continent, that everybody wants to know where the one is on Corvair. Like everybody. This like an invaluable living dungeon of legend, shit that people usually don't see unless you're some kind of like high level adventurer or you've seen some shit, you're from another like continent, which like we've got one and there's gonna be one and it's gonna happen.
Yep.
So that's okay.
Yep. And they want me to build it up and make it strong and have fun with it.
Of course, yeah. It's actually fucking really good. And I'm not joking. That can be the most valuable shit ever, but we need to control it. Did our little spy friend hear about the crawling dungeon?
Yep. Not necessarily exactly, but he heard about a possibility if we found one.
If you found, did he hear the word crawling dungeon?
No, I think the exact words that were said were, hang on, I literally wrote them down. If we found ourselves in a growing dungeon that it grows and expands, find a way to keep control of yourself.
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, the inference is pretty freaking clear if you don't mind me. I mean, unless you're talking about a penis. You could be talking about a penis, but it's probably not a penis.
That 17 was for whether or not I was just going to give him like a kind of a raw perception. Flavius. So you don't know if he made the connection, but there's a good chance that he could have made a connection between a growing dungeon and the crawling dungeon, but the specific term crawling dungeon wasn't mentioned. But on the other hand, that may not have been the focus of what this guy's reporting back is talking about finding a dungeon, or if you had said crawling dungeon, that would have fucking been a giveaway, right? So you don't know. But crawling dungeon wasn't said directly.
No, it was not.
Maybe we got lucky you didn't put it together.
There's a good possibility we got lucky and he doesn't know, but
okay. So if or when we find this thing, needs to stay a secret until it's ready to be unveiled. It's all about controlling information. That could be a major attraction, that could be super lucrative, or it could get us all killed. It could be taken. Who knows? So these hags want the arena to be made. That's good. It's being made anyways, but they're into that. So there's something devious behind that. Great. They want this crawling dungeon, even though their ward still doesn't want to say it like too loud. to be manifest, to be grown. Apparently, from what I've heard from legends, you throw monsters and creatures in these things, and you feed it to them, and they get bigger. And then you can fucking grow them and loot them. And apparently, there's other mystical shit that goes on to the people that own it. So I don't know, but that's going to be interesting. And then we've got a third hag. We've got the leader of the hags, Soracatra. I can only assume this was the patron of Giltrema.
Yep, that's what we can assume.
And do we know what Soracatra wanted? From Giltrema.
You know, I don't think we ever talked about it with Giltrema, actually. We never really talked about this with each other.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't find out we all had this connection until after we even met you and Sharn, and as rightly so, we were told to keep a zip lip about it. We didn't get a chance to talk to Giltrema before what happened to Giltrema.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you didn't run your mouths about it. That's smart, but sure would be nice to know what Soracatra wanted. Again, information, of course.
Can we ask?
Assume we'll find out at some point.
I mean, we haven't set him on fire yet. We could find his token. We could ask her.
The token. I don't know how much the token's gonna tell us. You're saying you can use them to communicate.
I mean,
in theory.
Yeah, see if you can recover the token. Might give us something. But I doubt Soracatra is going to say, oh, this is what I'm after.
Oh, doubtful. Hags are never really straightforward with their points.
That's true.
Not really.
Look at us right now. We already have put it together what's in store with our hags. We've already spoken with a literal god, Cronepsis. Maybe we'll get lucky. Especially if her champion or her chosen has already been eliminated.
I'm going to assume she'll probably just pick another somebody.
We could just wait until they find us. They'll probably find us eventually.
I think that's what they mean by convergence.
That might be what they mean by convergence.
It brings me to, I guess, what can be our last point here. I'm not sure we're going to get a third thing. Maybe Soracatra's just going to have to do without. I talked to old dad. He's not going to give me a replacement for old Giltrema. It's apparently some kind of lesson. He's trying to teach me, giving me the shittiest plot of land, the least resources, the shittiest workers, and now down a thing. So, in his words, I should have prepared him better. So I guess it's really important for you two not to die.
Wasn't in the plan.
Yeah, I really don't want to do that.
Well,
old age might get me, but I really don't want to. I mean, dying in battle is glorious and all, but I'd rather old age get me.
I'm going to have to say that kind of you living is gonna really determine how shit goes down for me at this point. Because apparently I'm not getting any replacements. The good thing about that, though, is that saves on a shitload of paperwork. So with that, she dismisses you to go to sleep. Anything y'all need to do before you crash?
Yeah, I need to let my warg puppy out and give him some rations for dinner because he hasn't eaten yet today, or she.
I'll do the same with Gauntlet.
So the ward and Gauntlet's what you've named?
Well, Gauntlet Biter, Gauntlet for short.
Say what now?
Gauntlet Biter, but Gauntlet for short.
Oh, right on.
Because he's got a toy gauntlet.
And so you let your little ones out, and they play around with each other, and they eat their dinner and get their exercise. And say you go back, you go to sleep, and when you awaken the next morning, and you, Ezzy, go to check on Smoke, who sleeps on a perch next to you. Look at Smoke. Clutched in Smoke's mouth. Smoke has an eyebrow raised. Clutched between his jaws is the unmistakable Soracatra hag token.
Oh shit.
And the voice of Smoke rings in your head. Well, it looks like I'm one of you now. I'm serving the daughter.